Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to It's Something to Do with Pete and Will. We promise it's something to do. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to It's Something to Do with Pete and Will. We promise it is something to do.
Depends on what else you got going on, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you tune in,
I guess it depends.
Doing something.
I don't know.
I was talking to a friend of mine.
Low bar for something. Very low bar for something to do. It's don't consider this an activity by all means. Do something else, please.
Right. I was just talking talking to a friend of mine who's in his 50s, and there's something called a Funko, which I have no idea what that is, but it's like a bobblehead.
Oh, Funko, like toys.
Yeah, like a toy.
Yeah.
And he's waiting in line in his 50s, waiting to buy one of these.
Yeah.
As we speak.
Sure. Yeah.
Who I just got off the phone with to verify what it was called.
Funko, yeah, the Funko figures. They're extremely popular. I mean, I know you're knocking it, but it's like
I don't know what they are.
That's what Comicon was built on. People who are willing to stand online for a You should Google it.
Well, I have no idea. I've never seen.
Look it up. Look it up.
I just had a conversation with him a minute ago.
They're like little toys. Yeah, they got like a big head. They've all got kind of, but it doesn't bobble. I don't think. I actually don't know.
So they actually took the spring out, so it's less exciting.
Yeah, but they're made in like limited edition runs and based on whatever. So
how in God's name do you know that?
Because I know
you and I are the same age.
I know a ton of shit that you don't know. And you know a ton of shit. No, and you know a ton of shit that I don't know. That's how life fucking works, Peter.
It's
not an age thing. Your friend is older than you. You said your friend is in his 50s. It's a thing. It's like there's a by the way, that thing on your lower back, you're gonna want to get that checked. It's spreading from your butthole. It's coming up. It's coming up and going in a V shape. You should definitely get that looked at.
It's starting to melt.
Yeah. And so like say for example, like a Marvel movie or whatever, and then Marvel does a deal with Funko where they put out, I think they're limited edition or a certain number of them. Like Beanie Babies, they're fucking Beanie Babies, except they're hard and plastic and shaped like characters from movies and TV shows and stuff like that. But I don't know if there's like a resale value, or I don't know if there's like a market for an actual worth of a Funko doll more than what you pay for it at the store. There might be. I just have no idea. You okay there?
My mic just fell off.
Very excited to learn about Funko toys.
Funkos.
You're very excited to learn about Funko. I know. And as I said, this is this is like entirely what, like Comic-Con. Like that's exactly what Comic-Con is. Not just Funko toys, but you'll see people online for all kinds of stuff, and Funko toys are one of them. They'll come out with like an SDCC exclusive line, and people will line up for it. So that's in part how I know about Funko toys. I don't own any of them, but I've certainly seen them.
Yeah.
And also I'm on Twitter. I follow shit. That's what people do. That's what people talk about.
I've been down to Comic-Con. And Bridget had a show that was
at Comic-Con.
Yeah, that was a Comic-Con. And but I partied with all the actors in this show. And it's interesting walking around Comic-Con.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
There's like 100,000 people that are they're in costume.
More than 100. Yeah. But yeah,
whatever the amount of people.
I feel like
you have to book a room 2 years in advance just to be there.
Yeah.
Fortunately, because she was there for work, we were able to get a space. But
yeah, your work gets you set up. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my God. No, I've been for work 5 times.
Yeah.
5 times for work. And
just
it's always
walking
like
around. Like if you just walk away from everybody and just by yourself, just walk around, it is so interesting what the hell's going on.
I love it because it's I love a lot of things about it. And I know, and at first I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I went down there and I was like, oh my God, no, this is great. People are so like kind and supportive. It's incredible.
And seeing somebody that enjoys something when you don't enjoy much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
these people love it, right?
Like
you don't like anything.
Yeah, there's comics.
If it's not a shitty YouTube podcast, it's like you don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
But the thing that I really found fun about it is seeing, there's the convention center. If you're not familiar, it's in downtown San Diego. And I think it's the gas lamp district of San Diego. It's in the convention center. And then all of the sections around like the big gas lamp district around the convention center cater to Comicon. Like that's what's happening that weekend. There's nothing else happening that weekend. And so every bar, restaurant, whatever is catering to people that are at Comicon.
People walking into the bar that you're sitting in dressed as a demon.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing. It's amazing. So like the first time I was like walking to Comicon, there's a guy who was dressed like Thor, who looked like fucking Thor, huge muscles, blonde hair, sitting at a table outside a restaurant, just having a burger and a beer with his hammer on the table. I was like, this is great. I saw like a line of like guys dressed as like Ghostbusters. And they were like sitting on the floor of the convention center with their like brown paper bags that they had clearly brought their lunch in because they didn't want to pay convention center prices for a sandwich. So they're all just sitting there with their proton packs on the floor in their jumpsuits. And it looks exactly what it would look like if you saw the Ghostbusters on break.
Right.
And that's what I love about it. It's like Spider-Man online at the Starbucks going like, I really got to get there. Can we hurry this up? I've really got to get down there. Which is
it's outside the Chinese man.
Love it.
Yeah, it's outside Chinese Man's Theater. You're going to see Spider-Man. No, listen.
No.
What I'm saying
so much better.
Listen,
so much better.
What I'm saying is they're in pajamas outside of the Chinese Man's Theater.
Yes.
They are in $2,000 costumes that they have been working on all year.
They've researched the fabrics. They think like, what would Spider-Man's costume actually be made out of if he were? I'm going to buy that and I'm going to fashion it into a fucking costume. And then they've done it. And you're
Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Chewbacca. Like as like they are the real thing.
Did you buy that from Lucasfilm? It's like, no, I fucking made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
and the entire year doing it. That's so
yeah. But I like going. I like going and having off time there. I don't like going and working there. It's like it's excruciating
constant
because it's thousands of interviews over the course of like 3 days. And it used to be you're like running from side to side to side. And when people are doing cute shit, you're like, get the fuck out of my way. I gotta go. I'm supposed to be interviewing the cast of 24 in like 6 seconds.
I appreciate you're dressed like a pixie.
Yeah.
Go away.
Move.
I'm late.
Your fucking angel wings are taking up the entire escalator. Go. Move to the side, please, so I can please get past you.
Why is Alice in Wonderland even here? This is
you don't even know. It doesn't even exactly. But it became the thing that you would just go to market any product to that audience. It didn't even have to be like there's one year that like Glee was there and it was like, is there crossover? Yeah, sure. You've got the audience that you want watching your shit because they're loyal audiences.
Well, and it became so big that it was almost
undeniable. It was just fascinating because this year they were like, hey, I don't know if they're doing the actual Comic-Con or like a version of it. Thanksgiving fucking weekend. It was like,
really?
What the fuck are you guys thinking? What? No, you're like, you
don't think these people have families?
Yeah, exactly. Like we're just coming out of a pandemic, which we're now actually still fucking in and going right back into it. But at the time when they made the announcement, it was like, It was like, oh, people are getting shots. It sounded like freedom is on the horizon. So they were like, Comic-Con, Thanksgiving weekend. And everybody was like, no.
They're sitting there sewing up their dresses like, oh, this is finally.
Look, for a lot of people, what I was seeing online was like, I would rather do this than spend time with my family. And that's fair. I totally get that. But for a lot of people, it's a professional endeavor. The artists, the people who like draw, the people that draw in Artist Alley, the people who like have comics or sell whatever, or the people who like construct the booths, run the booths, all of the like publicists and performers and everybody who like puts on a thing at Hall H that makes Comic-Con what it is. Those people have fucking lives and families that they might want to see. And nobody wants to go and spend Thanksgiving with
the following weekend.
Yeah. Pick just another
one weekend after.
It was crazy. I don't know if it's still happening or not. I would doubt very much.
Yeah. I mean, given our numbers, what are we up to? 3,000 today or something like that?
Something crazy like that. It's like, it's fucking worse than it was last summer. Now everybody's walking around without a fucking mask on. What the fuck?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Everybody's getting this thing.
Mind-boggling.
I'm on antibiotics, for Christ's sake.
Mind-boggling. Are you really?
Yeah.
What did you get?
I don't know.
What did you come down with? They just were like,
an infection.
Here's a Z-Pack. Is it a Z-Pack antibiotics? It is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, how you feeling?
I'm exhausted.
I'm not gonna catch anything from doing this with you, am I?
Yeah. Oh, podcast, that's fantastic.
Aside from making a major step down in my career.
You're gonna get canceled. Yeah.
I'm not gonna get a job because people will be like, by the way, we were talking to you, we love your work, and then we saw this, and now we're not quite so sure.
We were so on board. We were gonna put you in a Marvel movie.
So explain to me what it's something to do is. What is this?
You're like, well, it's literally something to do.
I don't know how to explain that to you. All I could say is, I'm sorry.
I keep doing it because it's fun.
And I'll scrub it from the internet.
And I wasn't doing anything else.
I wasn't doing anything else.
And I enjoy talking to my buddy. Let's see. Oh, I had a friend of mine start an inspiration board. Did we talk about that?
You brought up inspiration board. Like you said, you were like, I have written down inspiration board, but then you had no follow-up to that, as if like I was supposed to know what the fuck you were talking about. So now you remember what it is.
It's like you talk to a buddy and you tell him, like, look, if you're lost in our industry, people, they start inspiration boards in order to figure out what it is they want to do in their lives. And
I think this is even beyond our industry. This is a thing that people do in life.
Well,
yes, people do.
But the way I was introduced to it, because it was happening in the industry. So we'd go and we'd have designers and things like that show us their inspiration boards, and we'd go and do things like that.
Well, yeah.
I wasn't introduced to that until then.
Sure, yeah. There's your inspiration board for like your summer. Is your camera dropping?
Oh, maybe.
It's like all of a sudden I'm going to be looking at your dick, and it's not that kind of podcast. So yeah, in a professional sense, if you were like if you were a director, if you were a set designer, a costume designer, or a fashion designer, whatever, you might do an inspiration board where you're like, here are the things, here's the pattern, here's the picture, here's the vibe, here's the stuff that I'm really into. Now people do inspiration boards. It's some kind of like, I don't know if it's the Secret or something along those lines, where it's like, what do I want? I want a high paying job. I want a significant other. I want the nice house. I want the thing. And they cut out shit from you're making a collage of shit from magazines or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's like Pinterest. Pinterest is like do you know what Pinterest is?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I built indoor decorative birdhouses, for Christ's sake.
Oh, yeah, so you probably have them. You probably have an inspiration board.
Yeah,
of like
well,
from like
I
whatever,
have the indoor decorative birdhouses.
Architects Digest of like there's the type of birdhouses I want to build. So yeah. So your buddy has one.
Sorry, yeah. So the point, but my point for that person was that they kind of were lost on where they were wanting to go, and so I said, you need an indoor. I mean, you need an indoor decorative birdhouse. First of all, second of all, you need an inspiration board, and the inspiration board, just take things and post it on that board, and every time you walk past it, add to it, and then see what kind of is your direction and what you want to try to do. If it's being a waiter at Applebee's, then that's your inspiration board. But I don't think that's the case. I think you want to, and there's nothing wrong with being a waiter, waitress at Applebee's, and we appreciate every single one of you.
The apple nuts after you.
Yeah.
Well,
I bring up Applebee's a lot. I don't know why, but they're a sponsor. Anyway, so
not anymore. They're not. You're making fun of their waiters. Not only that, but if they have like a $10 wing special, when you go in the next time, you're gonna have to pay $20 for that same plate of wings.
Exactly.
They're gonna be like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, because Alex works there. The one guy that knows me. Anyway, so but then you walk by it and you have that inspiration of what it is, and I think it works. I really do.
Oh yeah. What's on your inspiration board?
You.
I've seen that coming. Well, I was gonna say, with the adding
to it up,
don't put it near the bathroom or somewhere where you're gonna go pretty regularly, because that's a laborious amount of work. And every time you're like adding something to it, every time you walk by, it's like, oh god, I gotta take a piss. Now I gotta sit through a fucking magazine, think about my fucking dreams every time I gotta go to the pee. Come on, man, that's too much work. Yeah, put it somewhere like you don't go that frequently.
You just have layers of things. You're like, oh, I forgot about that. That's
yeah, exactly. This is this week's inspiration. I want to go to Mars.
And by the way,
inspiration, I was shooting a lot lower. I just wanted to go to Costco.
I've done none of these things.
Yeah,
it's been here for 2 years.
It's not my inspiration board anymore. Now it's my depression board.
Yeah.
Now I look at it, it's all the things that make me sad about my unfulfilled life.
Exactly. Oh gosh, that's funny.
You're like, all those people put this online because it actually came true for them. But what you don't see is the millions and millions of people who, out of frustration, have grabbed their inspiration boards and jammed it into a dumpster because they realize not coming true. You're never going to buy a fucking Ferrari. Why would you even put that on the fucking board?
You got it. That's exactly what I was
stupid decision.
It's nothing but Lamborghinis.
Yeah, it was a dumb thing.
Why did I just put Lamborghinis on?
And truly, that's like part of the, if we have many problems as Americans. We have many fucking problems.
And
but one of
individuals.
Yeah. So I mean, like collectively.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest things is the idea that like you're that close to being rich. It's like, no, you're fucking not.
No,
you're absolutely not. You're absolutely never.
When they're like, people get all upset. A thread.
People get all upset about like, what is it? Like inheritance taxes or shit like that. It's like, you realize most of you don't have enough fucking money for that. Like it doesn't even come close.
Your parents are going to
your camera's still dropping. It's like, you need $20 million or whatever the number is. Unless you're handing down $8 million to your children, we're really worried about it. $8 million is a lot of fucking money. I'll tell you what, you're not going to have that.
Oh, well, that's what I told my parents.
Most people are not going to have that.
I said, if you help out my kids, it's wonderful, but you use your money that you made. You do it. They're not, but
yeah.
My dad drives a CRV.
Look, I think you probably get to a certain point in your life. If you've got a little cash, you're like looking at your kids. You're like, it's my responsibility to kind of hand it back down to them. But again, people are voting on, on stuff like that, where it's like, we need more. We need, like, how dare we tax people who are making over $500,000 a year? I don't want to be that. It's like, well, guess what? You're
not going to be.
You're not going to fucking be that. No disrespect towards work gambling. You're lucky to pull in 70.
Your vision board
Don't worry about it.
Hamburgers.
Don't fucking worry about it.
On it. You got hamburgers on your vision board.
Yeah.
Like that's not what it's
And guess
for.
what? If you win the lottery, they're gonna find a way to take almost half of it anyway.
Yeah.
So fucking kiss it goodbye. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make who it matters is the people like fucking Bill Gates and like that's who they're trying to fucking take money from.
Right.
Not you. Don't fucking worry about it.
Right. That's the thing is your vision board is all food. You're in trouble.
Yeah. Oh my God. What's your real inspiration? Diabetes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Unless your inspiration board is filled with carrots and lettuce, if it's filled with French fries, you're fucked.
Speaking of millions, we were talking and you were giving me a diatribe about algorithms last episode.
Yeah.
I've shot things that millions of people have seen. I know exactly how the algorithm works. And you decided to educate me on
Did you watch the clip and you were like, wait a second. Millions of people
have seen us.
What was that on? What was that on, Pete? What did you shoot something that millions of people saw?
All of it.
On
it's
what?
22 years
of
everything.
Working in, I'm trying to lead you to a thing. On what network? On what medium? I'll tell you. Basic cable. Guess what? Nobody's fucking watching anymore, Pete.
No. But that's what I'm saying to you is at the end, it wasn't any of that. It was doing the rundown and shooting all these things that were all internet based.
Yeah.
That would get the hits.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's why it was millions. Sure.
Yeah. Yes.
Like this. We've got no. I think right now we're at what 40.
If you went to NBC Digital and you were like, you guys, my video got 3,000 views, they would be like,
okay. And however, now there's a chance they might say,
get the fuck out of here. Hey, you know what your job is, bro? Press record.
Yeah, exactly. What a
do you happen to know what gain is?
You know how long it took me to call you a dick?
And you'd be like, no. And you'd be like, okay, well, you could get out of the office.
It took me a half an hour to call you a dick.
I know. Put that in your algorithm.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about the Kardashians, you asshole. And they aren't there anymore.
They're not there. They're going to be on Hulu with a giant fucking deal.
Yeah, giant. Of course.
Yeah, enormous.
They had a giant deal with us.
Money. Yes. So I can only imagine how big the check from Disney they're going to be getting is for whatever it is they're going to be doing at Hulu.
Yeah.
Bananas.
I can't talk about that.
So that's it. So if if you got enough, if you got a following like Kylie Jenner on Snapchat, by all means, I'm happy to listen to when a video pops. But otherwise, it's like I don't know, man. This doesn't mean anything to me.
Well, in other news, another guy got duct taped on a chair.
I saw that. This ties into what we were talking about earlier.
Well, we talked about last episode, the woman that got duct taped.
Right? But this is the full story.
Why do they have duct tape?
Well, because now assholes are getting out of control, and you got to get duct taped to a fucking chair. That's why. This
guy was just like losing his shit, wasn't he?
This guy was wasted. He groped 2 airline attendants and tried to punch a third one. Tried to punch a third.
Right.
But one of the things he was saying was like, my family's worth $2 million. How dare you? He's on fucking like 18G in Frontier Airlines, shouting about having his family is in fucking $2 million. And what we were just talking about, for a lot of people, that's a lot of money. I'll tell you what it's not, though, is fuck you money.
No.
That can go away real fast. I think people would be surprised as to how quickly you could blow $1 million, let alone $2 million.
You buy a house and a car,
and a car, and
you've got $100,000 left, and you're
done.
scared to
it's
death.
like your parents' 401k, and then you're like, my family with $2 million. It's like, oh, guy, don't be shouting that. That's like rich people hear that and they're like, let's say I lose that in a day.
Well, that's the rich people in the front that heard
the people in first class are like, get that, somebody duct tape that gross poor man to a chair. Don't let him come up here.
And it's his parents.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh my God.
That guy's got 20 grand if he's lucky.
Oh, I know.
And now he's got nothing. He had to post $4,500 bail. And he was like,
oh, bro.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck. Like his parents are like, well, now we're not worth $2 million anymore, Ricky. You're fucking happy about that?
Ricky.
Now with $1,996,000 thanks to you. You'll be paying us back.
Exactly.
Go to your room. I don't know. I just assume his name is Ricky and he fucking lives with his parents. You're saying shit like that. That's like,
that's a very funny.
That's like the whitest fucking thing you could say. It's the whitest thing you could be named. And then, my parents.
Do you know who I am? No.
Yeah, you're the guy we're going to duct tape to a fucking chair.
You're still getting duct taped.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're Kanye West.
Your name is going to be.
If you're going to open the door,
Ricky duct taped to a chair Johnson. That's what we're going to call you.
Yeah.
We're going to be.
We can duct tape you in first class. And we can duct tape you in coach.
You're getting duct taped in the last seat next to the bathroom. They should leave all of that seat on every plane open. Yeah. As in like one person, you get out of line, that's your fucking chair.
And they open the bathroom door so
into your hands. Every
all
time.
They smell is
we duct tape your hands around the edge of the armrest so that every time somebody opens a door into it, they crack your knuckles.
Yeah. And they just leave it open, so you have to smell that the entire time.
We leave it open. We actually
you smell
people
that blue thing that flushes the Windex. And
we start sticking a little bit of Metamucil in everybody's coffee, and then next thing you know, welcome to shit airlines, friend. Have fun. Guess what? You're not gonna have any fucking eyebrows when you take this fucking duct tape off.
What was the name of it? It was Frontier.
Frontier. I think it was Frontier. I think that's real. That's not. That wasn't me riffing. I think it was really Frontier Airlines.
That's so funny.
Like Spirit Airlines was basically like, fuck it, we're not flying anywhere. They like canceled all their flights, leaving like millions of people stranded in airports across the country.
Well, they have you seen the pictures of them? All the planes parked.
No, I haven't.
Because I can't remember the city. Maybe it was Atlanta. They just have parked them. And there's just 1,000 planes just parked.
Wow.
Because nobody's flying.
No, people are flying. They can't get anybody to work.
No, I get that.
Oh, because people are,
But
because nobody's flying on Spirit Airlines.
Flying, yeah. So they just park them.
No, I've heard. Wait, what are you saying?
Same thing with like cruise lines. Like the cruise lines have parked all of their boats, and they're starting to
no.
Like
I heard the opposite. I heard Spirit Airlines can't get employees, so they're like so understaffed that they can't function anymore.
Oh,
so the demand to fly is there, but they can't.
I get that, but the people,
but they can't get anybody to fucking work at Spirit Airlines because you got fucking drunk Rickies trying to touch everybody's boobs and throwing a punch. And who wants to deal with that for fucking minimum wage? Fuck that shit. Fuck.
You're walking around with duct tape on your arm. Just ready.
Yeah. You used to have to deal with like maybe a little bit of a, like a complainy kid, or like a person who'd never really been on a plane before, or like whatever, somebody who would get drunk and be maybe a little bit inappropriate with a flight attendant. Yeah. Now you got people who are just like fucking trying to fist fight each other in the sky. It's like the rumble in coach. You got to deal with that. And every flight.
And the people that could help, like guys like us, because I'm a big guy, and and you know how to handle yourself. They're just holding their phones and just recording them.
I would honestly now I would be like,
help.
I'd be like, tag me in. I'll take a swing at Ricky. I don't know what's going to happen, but he's like, as far as I'm concerned, he's a threat to all of us. I'm going to take him down as if
that's what I mean.
As so if this were September 11th, 2001.
Right. But that's the way you and I would work in that situation. I'd look at you, even if I didn't know you, and I'd say, all right, this is on.
Yeah, and I'm sorry.
It's on.
Yeah.
And but you and I would together go and take care of the situation.
You're going to be embarrassed when you're drunk and when you wake up duct taped to a chair and you've slept off the booze. You're going to be totally embarrassed. But right now we got to do this. It's not personal, but so that's what and I don't blame people for not wanting to fucking do that, right? Like,
no, I get it, but
it's become miserable.
Recording it, you're like, come on, don't record it.
How? Oh no, fuck it. If you're a person who is like, I don't know, I don't really want to get my nose broken, then yeah, by all means, sit down, record it. And I don't know, maybe flight attendants are like, please don't get involved. Maybe there's some rules or some law. I don't really know.
But I think a lot of the time they ask for people
to deal with it,
especially like us, to help. Like they don't want to walk into this situation alone.
I think we might have mentioned this last week. They have to start doing combat training again.
Yeah, right.
Again, not a thing. If you were like, if you were like a 24-year-old and you were like, I'm just going to take this job as a flight attendant to see the world. Like, I know it's kind of a grind, but I'm just going to, maybe it's a good opportunity to fly all over the place. And I've never been all over the place.
I'm just serving drinks. It's easy.
Yeah. And you're sort of like, they've locked down security protocols so that you don't really feel like you had been in danger in the past, whatever, decade.
And then in 2 weeks after you get the job, you get punched in the face.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You'd be like,
what did I sign up for?
You came here making $14 an hour. Fuck this. Yeah. No, thank you.
I appreciate the hotel where we're going to land, but it's a Days Inn.
Exactly. I realize that a Days Inn is a Days Inn is a Days Inn, and I've seen a lot of them, and this is not worth it.
Especially during the pandemic.
I thought I was going to be flying.
Not even open.
I thought I was going to be flying to Tahiti. I didn't really realize that I was going to be flying to Tennessee.
Bahamas. This isn't going to the Bahamas.
Oh,
you're going to Nebraska.
I don't get that cush gig until I'm 10 years into this.
And you're going to like Nebraska. We're going right into Lincoln.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't blame people for not wanting those. I mean, that was from maybe we talked about this last week. It's only a matter of time before they're like, you know what? We're not fucking selling booze, and we're not going to sell booze at the airport either, because we don't want you getting liquored up before you get on your plane and causing a problem for everybody. Which is definitely the problem, right? Like that's definitely the problem.
Yeah, for sure.
People are anxious.
Well, but I think they take Ambien. I think Ambien's the thing. I think they take Ambien and they drink.
Oh, because interesting. Yeah,
because I don't. Because I hear so much about Ambien being an issue for people. Mm-hmm. And I think that they probably take it to sleep on the flight, and then they wake up in the middle of it with some Ambien haze, and they had a couple cocktails before they got up. In the air, and
it's trouble.
And
here's the thing, though, about Ambien.
Your duct tape.
It's supposed to be like for you to get a full night's sleep. What would you consider a full night's sleep? 8 hours?
Right.
Guess if you're flying across the country, it's 6 at the max.
Right.
So there's 2 hours of that where you're you're like getting your bags under an Ambien haze.
Right.
It's just a horrible idea. Just suck it up for 6 hours.
Might as well have what's his name giving you propofol.
If you're flying from like San Diego to like Portland, Maine, maybe it's 7. Maybe you could take enough for it to be. But if you're flying like Newark to JFK, like from JFK to like Los Angeles or San Francisco, it's only like 5 hours.
Yeah. Take a half of the Xanax and drink a martini and just chill out.
One or the other. One or the other. Apparently people can't handle both anymore.
I guess. But I really do think it's Ambien. I think
perhaps, man.
And they're not. Pfizer's apparently not going to be one of our sponsors.
Look, it's not our fault. And also, how come they haven't figured out how not to have people fucking hallucinate shit on Ambien by now? how have they not figured out like how to, let's just dial it back a little bit.
I
Let's just
took
dial
it
it back a little bit.
I think I told you, but
We got people like
I
with
took one
loaded guns when they're on Ambien running out in their boxers into the street. What do we do to tamp that down a little bit? Let's just make it less.
I took one once and I talked to Bridget for an hour. No idea.
Yeah.
I didn't fall asleep. I just was talking to her.
And then you didn't remember it.
I just spilled my guts. I emptied my purse all over her on an Ambien.
Yeah, to me, I don't know.
I woke up the next morning. She's like, "Do you realize what you told me last night?"
I had taken like a handful of times Lunestra, and that seemed to be
that's supposedly better, right?
Yeah, that was like I would take it and fall asleep and stayed in my apartment.
Yeah,
didn't wander into the street. Didn't try to do anything ridiculous off my balcony, and just like woke up the next day and be like, "Oh, I feel all right."
I was with some friends and we were drinking absinthe.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, actually, you know, doing the sugar cube and
like old school absinthe, not like the stuff that
not
they
the
fucking make
shit.
now, which is not it. Wormwood. Yeah.
The real.
Yeah.
And I just sat down on the couch and watched the movie we were watching. One of my friends, when I started throwing we're on the third floor of the apartment complex, started throwing the patio furniture into the street.
Oh, God.
And I was like, oh man.
Oh yeah, there's really no
everything. Everybody handles this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Fortunately for me, I don't have that kind of reaction to it.
Oh God, no, I don't think I think like, no. What did I say? Oh, when we were talking about like,
I don't even know how we got
Sha'Carri Richardson, right? The woman who wasn't allowed to run track and field because she had taken like pot or smoked pot or eaten an edible or something like that. And so I might have said on.
You mean now?
Yeah. Just a few months ago.
During the Olympics, because
the trials.
I thought she just dropped out. I didn't know that.
No, one of our sprinters, Sha'Carri Richardson. Ran, and then I don't know, maybe she dropped out of the or maybe she decided she didn't want to run in the relay or whatever. It was like she was suspended because she ran, she won, she qualified, and she was fast. Not for nothing, I don't think she was as fast as the Jamaicans. Nobody is, but basically she tested positive for pot, and so U.S. track
that doesn't make you better.
But they were like, the rules are, we see it as like a performance enhancing substance. It's against the rules. You're going to get suspended. You can't run in the Olympics. And so
for pot.
And so I think one of the things that I,
you know what I do, like, if I were to smoke pot, you know how slowly I would run.
Yeah, exactly. That was like,
I would think I'm running and I'm just at a slow jog,
just standing still.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even moving.
Yeah.
The thing that I was like, that's what I tweeted. I was like, the only like performance enhancement I've ever had when I was smoking weed or eating an edible was like forgetting that I put microwave popcorn in by the time it was finished.
Yeah.
By the time it was done cooking, I didn't remember that I made it.
Or I laughed through a drama movie.
Yeah.
When it's
I once
so
got
dramatic.
so high, I demanded people not look at me because I couldn't handle people looking at me.
Yeah.
Or thrown up. Or I've thrown up. And that's
like, what are you looking at? Why are you staring at me?
Don't look at me.
Because you're laughing.
I said, don't fucking look at me. I am not enjoying this.
This is Titanic. This is a sad movie. And you're screaming, laughing.
That's it, man. That's all. The only way I could even like wrap my mind around that as a performance enhancer is like,
I was gonna say Schindler's List, but that seemed
yeah. Is like if you got such bad anxiety that you couldn't perform like perform at your physical best because you got anxious, and you smoke a little pot or eat an edible, which isn't going to affect your lung power at all. You eat a little edible to like tamp that down so that you can zone in. that's the only way that I could see it being a performance and enhancing anything. And I don't even know if that would do anything. I really don't know. I don't, again, I don't know. Maybe
you become yourself because you took this. So you actually rise to the occasion.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like, instead of like being caught on, like, like being anxious about the moment and run, you're just like in the zone. You're just like focused,
right?
Because you've sort of like blocked out all that other shit because it,
Yeah, but you're being you.
Exactly. But it's not like you're being better than you.
It's not like
it's not helping you run faster.
Of blow or something.
No, exactly. You're not blood doping. You're not doing like anabolic steroids or something like that. You're just like, and that would be the only thing that I could imagine where they would be like, oh, that's a performance enhancer. But then again, it's like fucking legal in so many places. So like, what? Well, who gives a shit? Fucking let her do whatever whatever.
Give me hiccups again.
But yeah, exactly. That's kind of an old story that we're. But yeah, so
that's what the whole situation with it, like the horse racing is what they're giving these horses. And so they're having to kill these horses. I mean, Anita's had all these horses go down, and they find out, after the fact that they're getting, injected,
pumped up full of shit. Yeah.
Amphetamine.
Yeah, crazy, like really fucking crazy. This is why you can't have nice things.
This is why we can't have nice things.
We can't just have like horse racing. I can totally see how people would watch that and go, "This is a little barbaric." But like, I don't know, people have been racing horses since fucking man and horses met each other.
It isn't if they're just racing.
Exactly. And if you do it in its purest form, it's like, all right, we got, dressage is in the Olympics, show jumping, like all that shit is a thing. But if you're like, well,
that's beautiful, by the way. I watched that yesterday.
If we're gonna fucking pump this horse full of fucking steroids and then we're gonna kill him afterwards, like, that's not cool. Like, you would just like let it be what it's gonna be. I don't care if it's slower. I don't give a shit.
And I don't understand how they can't fix the leg.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're gonna fix your leg.
Somebody doesn't want this horse. This was a fucking professional racehorse who just had a little thing. You don't want to buy this horse?
Just wrap the leg up.
Yeah. It might not be able to run at the same.
You have to put a tent around it with children in the stands and shoot it in the head.
Oh, God. Is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
They like do it on the track?
On the track.
No.
Yes.
That is fucking barbaric.
I mean, what? Why?
That is fucking barbaric. Take it.
Just
don't do that.
I know it's heavy, but have an apparatus to pick it up.
Yeah.
And then take it to heel.
We have flatbeds. We have that technology.
Yeah.
We have technology to like get a car out of a fucking lake. We can't get a horse off a track.
Well, you can see those videos where a horse has fallen into like a well or something like that. And then all the firefighters come and they get it. They get a crane and they get it out and then they take care of it.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Why are we not doing
Let's do that.
Although I guess if you're the kind of guy who owns a horse and you're like okay with your horse getting shot up with fucking steroids anyway, or meth or whatever the fuck it is they're doing, and maybe you just don't give a shit. Maybe you're like, well, fuck it. I'll get another one.
They probably insure the shit out of them. So if it goes down, it goes down. But it just seems weird.
Dirty. Yeah. No, for sure. Because it is weird.
I'm not saying that that's what they're doing. I'm just saying that it just seems weird that that's the only answer. On the track.
Yeah.
Where it fell.
Yeah.
In front of the audience.
Yeah. And again, I don't know anything about it. Maybe it's something worse than a broken leg. Maybe at that speed, something like really gets fucked up in its like neck or head or something.
Yeah, but they don't test anything.
I don't know. That would be the only way that I would.
There's no way to
test it. That's how it's got to happen right here, mid fucking race.
Yeah.
It's
like the rat.
It does feel barbaric. It's just like barbaric. So barbaric. What are we fucking doing here? Just stop it. Do we really even need this anymore?
How about you just put lipstick on it and give it bangs?
give it
like we did to the rat.
To the rat.
There's no reason to
let it go on with its life.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else is going on?
Let's see. Oh, Oh, well, this non sequitur Tuesday. Your turn.
I'm gonna surprise you.
Hey, good man. Have you ever been cheated on?
If I did, I don't know about it. Nobody's ever told me anyway.
You ever caught anybody?
No.
So we go from dead horses to being cheated on.
Great. It's a great topic. You have anything else on your fucking list?
Yeah.
No, I have no personal experience with it, so I don't know.
Let's see.
And I'll say this.
Well, I liked that your toes being painted. That was adorable.
Oh yeah, we did that. They're still painted. There's like chipping slowly. I had like a
well, your nails were painted in the last episode.
Yeah, exactly. They're still painted now. I had a Zoom interview with somebody. I was like, sorry about this, by the way.
Yeah.
And
this keeps me from getting the job.
I will say this: if you're about cheating on, if you feel like you're being cheated on, just get out of the fucking relationship.
Mm-hmm.
If you're like the kind of person who like needs to check up on every single thing, then this isn't right for you anyway.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like you watch all those,
that's not a good situation.
You watch all those Datelines where, you know, somebody ends up dead because they found out that somebody's just get out of it.
Just get out of it.
I mean,
just get out of it. Yeah.
It's
don't fucking kill anybody. Don't beat anybody. Just fucking go like, you know what? This isn't worth it. This isn't worth it.
Well, it's not that. It's I care about you. I understand that, you know, for you it ran its course, and I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah, don't kill anybody. Yeah. I would say that in most situations.
It doesn't happen.
It's not worth it.
Well, listen, Dateline wouldn't exist if people didn't get pissed off for. And you know what? The funny thing is, none of this is funny. But the interesting thing is they'll do it for such a small amount of insurance money. So somebody will get murdered or something like that. And then they're like, they got 25 grand.
Yeah. That's the theme of this episode.
Are you fucking kidding?
That's the theme of this episode that's emerging is the money you think is a lot of money isn't actually that much money. It's not going to take you that far. It's really not going to go that far.
No.
I understand insurance money is tax-free. I believe. I don't think you have to pay tax.
And then they bring in the two guys that killed him. Yeah. And they gave him $1 grand. And you're like, you killed somebody for $1 grand?
You're going to jail for the rest of your life for $1,000
because he was in a split 25 with you? What the fuck are you guys thinking?
Yeah.
That's so insane. And it's almost every episode.
At that point, killing people is going to be a volume business, right? Because you're no way you're putting a roof over your head with $1,000 a hit, unless you're hitting people 5 times a day, 365 days a year.
Yeah, especially in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
you gotta have a really big thing.
$1,000 one every day of the year. You're making $365,000. Yeah, you got a good living going.
Yeah,
for sure. But otherwise,
that's if it's like once a month, 65 people.
If you're just hitting people part time. I just don't see it. I just don't see it paying, especially the risk to reward ratio is
what was the football player? Ray.
I don't know. Allen?
I don't know. I don't want to. I can't remember. But anyway, he hired 2 guys for $5 grand to shoot his wife. Who was pregnant, and you're like, that
might be right.
That doesn't.
I don't want to say it if I'm wrong.
Me neither. Real quick. Yeah, I don't want to. But Ray. Well, whatever. He's in prison now. But the point is you pay
not Ray
2
Allen.
guys. No, it's not Ray Allen. But you pay 2 guys to kill your pregnant wife. Like, what is broken? And that's kind of what happened also with what's his name that had killed those people that committed suicide in prison.
I don't know what you're talking about. Wait, what?
The football player that he killed all these. Well, he killed, I think, 2 people. Ended up in prison. The point I'm making is,
yes.
I mean, I could look it up, but that bore the shit out of everybody. They know who I'm talking about. You're making so much money. You're doing all these things, and then you throw it all away when you could just get divorced.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. And that's what's interesting about those shows is you watch those shows and you're like, what are you thinking?
Ray Lewis. Is that who you're talking about?
Well, no, yes, he is.
I'm just looking up.
Yeah.
Leaving a super party where 2 men were stabbed to death. Oh no, the charges against Lewis were dropped. I have no idea who the fuck we're talking about. I don't follow any of this stuff, so I have no clue.
I don't either. Clearly.
What's the point?
Well, just the point is that you have everything.
Don't do it. Just don't do it. Yeah.
Just get divorced.
Exactly. People can't control their emotions, though. People have no control over their emotions, right? Like your ego is hurt or bruised or whatever it is. I don't get it either. Whatever it is, you feel, disrespected. That might be a big one that people really have a hard time with, when it's like, whatever, man. If your whole self-worth is wrapped up in that, then like, whatever, like, who you are and nobody can change that.
Yeah.
Or for somebody else not to see you the way or treat you the way you feel like you deserve to be treated or need to be treated. Sometimes you got to speak up and say something for yourself. Other times, let it slide. Fucking let it slide, because you don't want to go to jail for the rest of your life, because it's not worth fucking hurting somebody over.
Fathom it. Like, I can't. It doesn't. It's not even part of my process. That's
no.
Anything. If somebody breaks into the house,
different scenario.
Threatening my children, that's different.
Yeah.
And even then, I don't want that to be the scenario.
Right.
But to do it over something that you can, like, just, okay,
you can just pick up and walk away from.
You're not. You're not in this anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be complicated, and we'll go through the process of whatever it is. But there's no scenario where I'm hurting anyone.
No.
More or less killing anybody.
Yeah.
But you hear about it. I mean, that's how, like, the first 48 and Dateline and 48 Hours and all those, like, there's so many people that do that they have a very popular show just covering these people doing it. And they have like, shows about people on death row and things like that.
Sure.
And they're like, I got pissed off, killed her. Like,
yeah.
What? That's not even a thing. Why would you do that?
No, I don't understand it. I was actually talking about To Catch a Predator with somebody recently.
Oh yeah.
And we were like, remarked about like how
exactly
fucking quaint that feels now. Like, you got one guy? Congratulations, bro. Guess what?
Well, that's
you're not making a dent in this.
That's the thing.
Have you been on the internet?
Yeah. Well, exactly. Or whatever the crime may be. You're like, what are you doing committing crimes? Like, why? What are you doing?
So this is your question. Why do people commit crimes?
Why are you committing crimes?
How the fuck should I know? I have no fucking idea. People have got all kinds of things going on. I have no idea why people commit crimes. That's too big a question.
Start a podcast.
Somebody actually made a very funny joke, and I can't remember who it is, but it was like, who was probably committing all these crimes? White ladies with true crime podcasts.
Exactly. Like, I figured it out.
They're the ones who really seem to benefit.
I know.
Anytime anybody is murdered, there's a true crime podcast hosted by 2 white ladies, and they really seem to make out really well from it.
Yeah. They're like, okay, I've got it down.
I can't. I wish I could give credit to whoever said that, but I was like, that's very funny.
Yeah. This is how it goes.
Yeah.
I know how to kill my husband. Don't tell anybody. Well, you just ruined it because you told me. Now you have a witness.
They got to kill another person.
You
got to kill another
say.
person. You got to kill. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Jesus. Oh, crimes. I don't know. Well, I don't even think I've really committed any like serious crime.
No, I haven't. Nothing.
Speeding. That doesn't really register.
We're talking about murder, and you're like,
no.
Sped.
I think one time I like maybe opened up a pack of batteries in a Target or something, was like, I need these batteries. I'm taking them and I'm not paying for them, and just took the batteries home. Well, that's probably it.
Yeah, that's not
really a thing.
That's not murder. Like,
no. I mean, I
standing over a dead body.
I did bludgeon the security guard who caught me to death with a children's toy that I found at Target. But other than that, no.
You closed his hand in your door and drove away.
Yeah. He came after me for the batteries. So instead of sitting in Target jail, I killed him. It just seemed to make sense. And that's the other thing I never really get with the
let go, Randy.
Out here. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna lose your hand, Jeff. I
love the names that we use.
And out here in LA, it's the high-speed chases are always like, we're big. When we were in the office, it was like high-speed chase on Channel 7, and everybody would turn it on. It's entertainment.
I was pulling up to work, and a car was coming down the so we get off on Universal, and there was a car coming down the what am I trying to
the road?
No, but on the
ramp?
No,
the highway, the cobblestone street.
No, you asshole.
The sidewalk.
No,
the grass through the park.
I'm on the
you want to draw a picture of it? Okay, the freeway.
And he's in the, what is it called? Why does this
the median?
The median.
The median. The shoulder.
The shoulder. Thank you.
There, we got there eventually.
But I was pulling into the shoulder because
that's a new idea for a podcast. What's the word I'm thinking of?
Yeah, exactly.
What am I thinking of? What am I thinking about with Pete and Will?
I petered out. So he's coming down the shoulder, and I didn't see him. What I saw was all the police coming behind him. And so I'm pulling into the shoulder. And as that's happening, Bridget took a photo of me almost colliding with him.
With the guy. Wow.
Because I was getting out of the way for the police.
Right.
And it was right at the building.
Holy
and then
shit.
And then they ended up pit maneuvering him at the on-ramp, 100 yards away.
Yeah.
And the guys that got up there and they were like, "Oh, we saw you down there." And
you tried to be a hero. You tried to be a hero, and you're like, "No, I swear to God."
No, I was getting out of the way of the cops.
I thought I was getting out of the way.
Yeah.
Anyway, but like
cruising by, but Bridget had the wherewithal to take a photo of it, so I have an actual photo of me. Yeah.
So if you're not in LA, this is a thing that like happens, like high speed chases. I'm sure they happen everywhere,
but
they wind up on the news, and people will watch them too. And every time they get caught. I don't know that I've ever seen one where somebody gets away. And you would think, with all that information in your head, knowing every time you've seen one of those, they never get away. You're going to run out of gas unless you've got like
more cops show up.
Yeah, exactly. They've got helicopters. You're not going to outrun a fucking helicopter.
And then there's like four helicopters,
but they find you
capturing it.
Exactly. The news
helicopter.
If the police helicopter misses you, the newscopter is like, "Hey man, to your right."
Yeah.
And then you get caught. And so they never get away. And if they do, it's like 1 out of 1,000 gets away. And you would think, with all that knowledge in your head, every time the police rolled up behind you and you were like, "I'm going to run. I think I can make it." You would think like better sense would be like, I've never seen anybody get away.
Well, the problem is they just go up the freeway. So they're just wide open. However, one time this is, and I think I'll finish your sandwich. One time they pulled into the Beverly Center, and now they can't be seen. And then they just book it into the mall
and pretend
and hide in between the stacks of clothes.
That's exactly what I would do. That's exactly what I would do. Parking garage it, and then pretend like you don't know. And then just like go down the stairs and walk the fuck out.
Yeah, you change your shirt.
Like
put on a hat.
Maybe it's that guy. He's not wearing a shirt. He clearly threw his shirt in the trash.
No,
get him.
If you're gonna commit that kind of crime, you have 2 shirts.
But yeah, well, maybe if you're gonna commit a crime, but if it's like you know, whatever, you get pulled over for it's always like your registration's expired. And they pull you over for that, but you're in your car is like 3 pounds of cocaine and a gun,
and you wanted for murder.
And you like gotta get you like jumped bail. You gotta get the fuck out of there. I get the fear. I get the sense that you feel like you're gonna run away and you got a chance, but you're not gonna do it. But yeah, if you were smart, you would go to a parking garage, a big one, and
book it
and book it
and open the door while it's in drive
and roll out
and have it drive into another car so that they go up to that car and you're
yes. And it seems like, and as they're looking around at that car, the police think it's them,
right?
And shoot them, and the dogs get that guy.
No.
Foolproof.
You run up the stairs and you pretend like you're not sweating.
You find a cop. You're like, I think I saw the guy.
Yeah.
You just describe somebody.
He went that way.
Old man with a cane down there. That's him.
He went that way.
He's wearing plaid pants. You can't miss him. Fuck him up.
There he is.
Yeah, exactly. That's a child. I know he was driving that car. I saw him.
Lightning fast.
Yeah. That's yeah. Well, there you go, criminals. We've done it for you. You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, it was a wonderful episode.
If you get away with it, please send a check to Peter Osterhaus or find him on whatever social media he's on and pay him back.
Please pay me back. Somebody
send him $1,000. But don't put for killing people in the subject in the memo line, please.
Yeah.
Not cool. If you're Venmoing people, don't make that the reason why. For crimes.
Your description.
Getaway plan. Thank you.
You're killing.
Heart emoji. Love you. Thanks.
You're in court and you're like, no, you're killing means you're killing it.
That was a good job. Good job getting away from the cops. I don't know. I didn't mean to. I was just joking.
It's all good. I'm not guilty.
You're so guilty. Look at your look at your facial hair. Of course you're guilty. You're an evil twin, obviously.
Yeah. Well, if this is what we're going for, we nailed it.
All right, man.
Great talking, man.
Likewise. I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.